Hi there. I'm going to take you through a step-by-step tutorial in the making of JessLee's custom tumbler. If you don't know who she is, she's an up-and-coming country singer. So what I started with was a 34-ounce cold tumbler, and I spray painted it. She wanted leopard print on top and the bottom to be a dark deep purple glitter. So I went ahead and spray painted it with rich plum on the bottom, and the top is the Rust-Oleum metallic finish. It's like a coppery, really pretty coppery color. I did prep the cup before spray painting it. I sanded it completely down, washed it, and got it fully prepared for this process. Now you need to make sure that you properly prep your cup so that the spray paint, epoxy, and glitter can stick and adhere to your cup. If you don't properly sand it, it is very likely that after your epoxy dries, the epoxy can peel off and it's easier to break. So those are the spray paints I used. And I already mixed up 5 milliliters of epoxy. I did 2.5 of the part A, 2.5 of the part B, and mixed it thoroughly. So the cup will only need a very, very thin layer the first time so that the glitter can adhere to it and really stick to it. So the glitter that I'm going to actually be using today, let's see if I can get a color. I'm trying to find the color name. It's actually by Recollections. I ordered a bunch of purple glitter offline that was very, very, very expensive, and when it came in, it did not turn out the color that I was hoping. It was not as dark as the pictures. So I had to go to my local town and find a purple that was dark enough. So I don't typically use the Recollections from Michaels, but this is what I found. That's actually exactly what I was wanting. So this is the Recollections, the purple that is going to go on the bottom. And then I have a gold. It's just a fine rose gold. I don't know if you can see. And that's going to go on the top for the base for the cheetah print, or the leopard print, sorry. I don't know if it would be leopard print, cheetah print. Anyways, so that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'm going to put epoxy, a very, very thin layer of epoxy on the cup first, and then I will show you how I pour the glitter and how I kind of blend it together. Okay. Okay, so here we have it. The epoxy, so I did 2.5 of part A, 2.5 of part B. And you're gonna do an extremely thin layer if you're using the epoxy method to lay down your glitter. So I went ahead and put a very thin layer, and I actually still have a very tiny bit left of epoxy. So that tells you how much you actually need. You just kind of keep playing with it until you finally cover it. Spread it all around. Make sure you get in all the crevices, around all the corners of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my spinner and get it ready to put the glitter on. Okay, so here I have the tumbler spinning. Typically, I let the epoxy sit for anywhere from like 1 to 3 minutes to kind of set up, make sure there's no lines in the epoxy. And here in this cup, I have a mixture of the purple and the gold, and that's going to go in the center to try to kind of really blend it. So yeah, and I always have a piece of paper underneath to catch the extra glitter so that I can pour it back in, because we don't like to waste. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it and start pouring. Okay, so the mixed glitter cup, we have all of this pretty even for the most part. And those gold colors and purple together are really beautiful. But once I actually put leopard print on the gold, it's going to be so pretty. And I think I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, I'm doing this Tumbler for an up-and-coming country singer. She's actually in concert right now with Dirk Bentley, Kane Brown, but it was kind of a roundabout way that it happened. She happened to see my tumblers on Instagram, which was really cool, like the coolest, and she contacted me about them, and she was telling me how cute they were and whatnot. So I offered her, I told her, let me please make you a tumbler for the road. You're going on tour and you're with all these huge names. Like, how awesome is that? She gets her own personalized tumbler, cold tumbler for water, so she's ready to go on stage. So she actually chose everything. She wanted leopard print on the top. She had seen my previous pictures of other tumblers. She wanted leopard print on the top, and her favorite color is like a dark, deep purple. So yeah, she actually got to choose all of this. So super exciting. And this is my first time making a cup or a tumbler or anything really, because I own my own infant bow business as well. This is my first time making anything for somebody this big. I don't know if anybody happens to watch The Voice, but she was on 2018's competition and she was on The Voice, and her name is JessLee. I would highly recommend checking her out. She has an amazing voice, and she is seriously one of the most down-to-earth, sweetest people, and she has been so awesome. So we're in the talks right now about me actually making the rest of her band members' cups. So really cool. Okay, so next step. So you see how the center isn't quite met yet, and I kind of wanted a mix and for it to really like ombre together. So what we're gonna use is our purple and gold mix. And then I have a strainer here. And what the strainer is gonna do is it's really gonna make sure that the glitter is mixed and evenly spread. So let's get right into that, and I'm just gonna shake it over. So I'm gonna pour some in here. You can see some of it's falling, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna start pouring, and this kind of gives it a pretty ombre look, you know, to where it's really just mixed together. Okay, so there is that. Now I am going to walk away and let this, oh wait, one more thing, sorry, not even paying attention. The bottom of the cup is bare, and you always want to make sure the bottom of the cup is covered. So I will pour some of the purple glitter in my hand, and what I typically do is I just kind of toss it onto the bottom so that it gets stuck. And yeah, glitter tends to get everywhere when you do the bottom. It just happens. But you want to make sure wherever there was epoxy placed on your cup that you put glitter on it. Now there's so many different ways that people do tumblers, so many different ways. And that is typically why you will see tumblers priced so differently. Some people, instead of using epoxy for the base layer for the glitter to stick to, some people like to use Mod Podge, which is a lot cheaper than epoxy. So you'll typically see people who use Mod Podge, their prices are a little bit cheaper, as well as some people like to, come on, what's wrong with this? Some people like to use like a Rust-Oleum clear spray also, and then throw the glitter on there, which are all good ways. It's not, you know, it's just preference. It's not, there's no one way to do it. I'm gonna let this go ahead and sit for about 4 to 6 hours and really adhere to it and cure. And then I will be back to show you the leopard print on top, how we do the leopard print. And it's gonna be all glitter as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.